All right, let me pick right back up. I apologize. My video cut off and I did not want to start all over. So this is part 2. So we just finished the PowerPoint. So now let's go ahead and get into our actual work that we're going to be doing. So I do apologize. You're going to see 2 videos. Part 1 basically will cover the lecture, and then part 2 here is going to cover the assignments. So in week 11, chapter 5, we just went through the information, the materials, the citation, the assignments. Now you have 2 assignments. I'm going to first start with the chapter 5 assignment because it goes right along with the content area for chapter 5 and talking about academic dishonesty. So as I mentioned, and I kind of used, you have a PDF here. So we're going to click on that and it's going to pull up this academic honesty and integrity policy. This is going to outline what happens on our campus if an instructor suspects an issue of academic dishonesty. And so the first part is going to say, okay, well, what does constitute academic dishonesty? And so it's going to go into detail about each of those definitions we talked about in the first video. You know, plagiarism, making sure that you are citing work that is not your own, you're not submitting work that is not yours, you're not outright copying and pasting and you know, so defining what plagiarism is and then giving examples of that. Cheating or using information that is not allowed, so you know, cheat sheets, things of that nature. Fabrication and falsification, whenever you like make up or falsify information. Facilitating academic dishonesty, you know, allowing someone to cheat off you, writing someone's paper. And then unauthorized collaboration, working with other students when you're not allowed to. So if there's a suspicion of that, here's kind of the procedure for a faculty member or staff or a student to go through if they suspect there's been some kind of academic dishonesty. Here's kind of the steps that they would take. And then what are the possible consequences? You know, if it was found out that this was in fact a violation of academic honesty policy, then what could potentially happen to that student? And it could go anywhere from, you know, a warning to a referral to a grade issue to possibly even being dismissed from the college. So you're going to use this document as your aid, so to speak. And this is the assignment. So you be the judge is the assignment. And you can see here that there are 4 cases, and they're rather short cases, so they're not lengthy at all. In each case, you are going to answer 3 questions. So you're going to answer all 3 questions for case 1, all 3 questions for case 2, for case 3, and case 4. So each case, read the case and then answer, was there an infraction? So after you read the case, do you believe that academic dishonesty occurred? And if you need a refresher, my part 1 video lectured over it, and I really did talk about most of the stuff that you're going to see in here, examples of and what constitutes academic dishonesty. So if you need to go back to that video, that's fine. Was there an infraction? If so, what did they do? Did they cheat? Did they plagiarize? Did they give an unfair advantage? What should the student have done differently? So if there was an instance of academic dishonesty, what should they have done differently or changed moving forward? And then what should the consequence be? And that might be where this document comes in handy. You know, you don't have to necessarily use this document, but it might give you a reference point like, okay, I feel like this only warrants a warning, or you know what, this is a little bit more serious. So you can use this kind of as a guide to help you. And of course, you know, a lot of this is subject to your opinion as long as you support it. So you can type right in this document if you want to, you know, like after each case, you know, question 1, 2, 3, or if you wanted to wait down here and then, you know, case 1 and answer all of them down there. However you do that, make sure you save it. And when you go in, again, as always, you'll see kind of like the due date. Make sure that you browse it, submit it, upload it there. Okay, the second assignment is your college resource reflection, and this is a your choice one. So you are getting the choice for this one. There are 3 options. So as a reminder, your reflections are about a paragraph long. Okay, so you're writing your reflection, and it's not a summary. I'm still having people summarize the resources. It's not a summary. It's how you could use that information to help you as a student. Okay, so you want to make sure that that's what you're doing in your reflection. All right. let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 choices. The first one is disability support services. And of course, it's going to tell you, hey, you're going outside Blackboard. That's okay, because you're really just going to Stark State. So here is the disability support services office. This is the office that if you had maybe like an IEP or a 504 or something along those lines, this is going to be the office that might be of assistance to you. And so here's a bunch of links on what are accommodations, what does this office really do for me. There's some information about the autism spectrum. So if that's of interest to you, so you don't even have to have like a need for an academic accommodation. Maybe you're an education major and this is something that attracts your interest or anything along those lines. So there's a lot of links in here. There's some contact information, who does what within the office. And so if this is your choice, please make sure you click through these, and look to see, okay, what does this mean? Like, what does this mean to be eligible for disability support services? Or what are accommodations? What does that even mean? What does that look like in the classroom? And so it gives you kind of this list of information. That's your first choice. Your second choice is military services. So if you or someone you know is a veteran or even active duty in the military, they have a page for the military services. So you'll see there's a couple of similar names here because it runs out of like the adjoining office here. So kind of look and see, okay, well, what does it mean for a military student on campus? What kind of benefits can that person get? Here's a bunch of information like tuition assistance. How do I get credit for military service? What is there information about admissions or financial aid? So lots of links, lots of resources right there. So that is your second option. Your third and final option is just the college store. Here we go. Here's the Stark State College Store. And the reason I plug this in is because oftentimes with these electronic texts, some students don't even know that we have like a bookstore or a college store here. So I like to at least point this out if at the very least you need it for like school supplies. I mean, they don't just sell the books. You can see like there's the picture of the bookstore, there's apparel, there's information, there's electronics. So it's going to go through like lots of ways to use and get the most out of the college store. Gas cards. All right. So that's what you're doing for the resource reflection this week. Choose one of those resources and talk about why you chose it, what you learned, and how you could utilize that resource. All right. So week 11. Again, I apologize about the 2 videos, but that sometimes happens with technology. You're going to turn in by Sunday the You Be the Judge, where you are answering the questions about each of those cases. If there was academic dishonesty, how so, what they could have done differently, what the consequence should be, and then your choice on which resource you would like to reflect on. All right. Hope you all have a great week. If you celebrated Easter over the weekend, hope you enjoyed that. Talk to you next time. Bye.